All right, viewers, let's take you now to Himachal Pradesh, Shimla. The Congress has won, but lots of speculations when it comes down to who will be the chief ministerial face. The game for the grand old party may not just be over yet, as ruckus over the state chief minister face escalates. All of these live shots coming in Congress party. The meet is on. Congress leaders, including MP Pratibha Singh, have reached Rajiv Bhavan. They were there. The meeting is on. The Congress observers, meanwhile, Bhupesh Baghel, in charge Rajiv Shukla, Bhupinder Singh Hooda, have met the Himachal Pradesh Governor Rajendra Vishwanath Arlekar and have submitted a list of its MLAs claiming their majority. Earlier, the show of strength of several party factions turned violent in Simla as the state Congress President Pratibha Singh backers flocked to the hotel. Not only this, Pratibha Singh's backers also Gherao Chief Minister Baghel's car. Lots going on. Remember, State Congress President Pratibha Singh, party campaign head Sukhwinder Singh, Sukhu and Mukesh Agnihotri have all three emerged as front runners for the post of Chief Minister. According to the sources, MP Mandi and State President Congress Pratibha Singh's camp claim they have support of 15 MLAs, while Thakur Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu camp claims they have the support of 21 MLAs. All these shots coming in as we speak. I want to immediately cut across to Lalit Sharma and my colleague Kamaljeet Sandhu, both of us joining us from Shimla. Kamal, I'll come to you first. Take us through the very latest right now.
Well, a lot of euphoria, and let me just try and cut to the visuals. If you can see Vikram Aditya there, along with Mukesh Agnihotri. So all top leaders are already in there. A lot of hooting, a lot of whistling, cat calls if I can say so. But this is the euphoria. This is where this entire canvas is now filled with leaders and their supporters. Now the three prominent ones, Pratibha Singh was the first to come in with her supporters. Loud chants saying, "Hamara CM kaisa ho, Rani Sahiba jaisa ho." Then Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu, who's been very difficult at this point of time, who had a sizable number of MLAs. We've been told as many as 20 of them who've been supporting them, and that is when he walked in. The last is obviously Mukesh Agnihotri, a former journalist, a Brahmin, and many say in an area of equation where Thakurs have always and Rajputs have always done well, this is where a Brahmin could be highly improbable. But many say since there are two camps, Pratibha camp as well as Sukhwinder Sukhu camp, who don't see eye to eye, so perhaps a third consensus candidate. And the observers have been having a very difficult task, being gheraued, road blockades, sloganeering happening. So they do understand these are pressure tactics. Now when it boils down, they will have individual meetings, they will have meetings in groups, so they will try and assess the situation. Remember, two of them are former Chief Minister. One is former Chief Minister Bhupinder Singh Hooda. The other is current Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh. So they know how this kind of pressure works. But right now, a show of strength happening on a massive scale at Rajiv Bhavan. But clearly, when it comes to pressure tactic, Pratibha Singh has actually changed her tone from saying the Ala command or the high command will decide to saying that she is the one who could be a top contender, saying she's ready for the larger role, making things very difficult because many within the Congress leadership feel that she just won the by-poll and perhaps that's a risk they do not want to take. However, it could be her equation with a Gandhi
Kamal,
family.
just stay with me in midst of all the political chaos and all you see that is taking place behind. Let's listen into political reaction.
लोगों का धन्यवाद कर रहे थे. अभी हम शिमला में पहुंचे हैं. अभी हम विधायक दल की मीटिंग में जा रहे हैं. ऐसा कोई गतिरोध नहीं है.
कोई आपको लगता है गुटबाजी नहीं है?
नहीं, कोई गुटबाजी नहीं है. कांग्रेस सरकार बना रही है. ये निश्चित है, कांग्रेस सरकार बना रही है. सीएम अभी विधायक दल की मीटिंग में तय हो जाएगा.
तो आपका कौन क्या चाहता है कि किसको सीएम बनना चाहिए?
जो लीडर है, जो हिमाचल प्रदेश को एक समान विकास करवाएगा, वो ही लीडर होगा. और जो विधायक के चुने हुए विधायक जो नुमाइंदा अपना चुनेंगे, उस जिसको समर्थन होगा, जिसको हाईकमांड का आशीर्वाद होगा, वही बनेगा, जो विधायक बनाएंगे.
एक बार सर अपना नाम और अपनी कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी बता देंगे?
मेरा नाम है संजय रतन और मैं ज्वालामुखी विधानसभा क्षेत्र से विधायक बना हूँ.
और विधायक के हमारे साथ उनका भी हम बात करते हैं यहाँ पे। सर, आपका नाम और अपनी कॉन्फिडेंस बता दीजिएगा।
मैं सुधीर शर्मा हूँ, धर्मशाला।
क्या किसको आप सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर? विधायक की बैठक शुरू हो चुकी है, इतना लेट पहुंचे, लगातार ये क्या सुना जाता है कि मुख्यमंत्री को लेकर दावा जो है लगातार यहाँ पर दावेदारी पेश की जा रही है?
देखिए, ये जो चुने हुए विधायक और पार्टी हाईकमान जिसको चाहेगी वो ही मुख्यमंत्री होगा, उसमें कोई दो राय नहीं।
तो कोई गुटबाजी नहीं है?
Actions coming in. You heard Mukesh Agnihotri speak. On the right-hand side on your television screen is Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu. Three camps, Mukesh Agnihotri, Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu, and of course Pratibha Singh as well, who will become the Chief Minister of Himachal. Now it will come down, will a single line resolution be passed by the CLP which will say that the High Command will decide, or will these three camps try to muscle in with their number game? That's the big question. Lalit is joining me right now with the latest. Lalit, will it be acceptable to all three camps? What would be the decision of the High Command, or do you see a lot of muscle flexing from all the three camps?
Preeti, right now what we are learning from our sources that a single line resolution from the party high command would be sent. But if we talk about the present scenario right now, let me show you here the visuals here. Inside the Congress office of Himachal, the supporters of all the camps could be seen sloganeering in favor
They're showing
of
it, Lalit. Three
leader.
pictures,
So
they're showing. Talk about each
number.
picture. Lalit, talk about each picture. I'll tell you what we are showing on our television screens. One camp which has come with Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu. The other one you can see Vikramaditya, Pratibha Singh's camp, and the third one, of course, Mukesh Agnihotri. Go ahead, Lalit. Three camps trying to at least show that they have the numbers on their side. You're saying the one-line resolution will be passed, but will it be accepted is the question on who the High Command decides as the new Chief Minister of Himachal.
See, Preeti, what we are learning that majority of the MLAs are with the Thakur Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu, who is from the Nadaun Vidhan Sabha seat. But if you talk about the powerhouse of Congress, it is from the past 4 decades, it has been former Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh, Bhupinder Singh, and now Pratibha Singh, the Member Parliament from Mandi, and who is right now the Himachal Congress State President, is saying that she wants to take the legacy of late Bhupinder Singh in front. So already she has taken the claim for the post of Chief Minister. So right now two camps group could be seen in Congress. One is Pratibha Singh, the Holy Lodge camp, and the other is the Thakur Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu camp. Both are claiming that they have the ample numbers, but the final decision would be taken by the party high command. And if we talk about the full day, a lot of rascal could be seen here in the Himachal Congress office and the Cecil Hotel.
मुख्यमंत्री का चेहरा लाने के लिए नारे लग रहे हैं।
नहीं, मुख्यमंत्री का तो कोई भी विधायक अपना कोई भी इसका तो कोई भी क्लेम कर सकता था। सब सक्सेस एक है, ऑल सॉलिड। आज नहीं, कल
Means tomorrow that one-line resolution will be passed is what we're getting to understand. Okay, Kamal, I want to come back to you. Lalit, also to you. One question. Could there be a possibility that, the High Command, once that one-line resolution is passed, in terms of trying to broker peace within these three camps, the High Command A could come up with a solution of a rotational Chief Minister? Is that even an option? Or the High Command could come up with one Chief Minister with two deputies?
It would be quite early to say right now, but what we could learn right now is that both the camps are putting a lot of pressure on the party high command. The feedback has already been taken by the observers who has been appointed by the Central High Command, which includes Bhupesh Baghel, the Chief Minister from Chhattisgarh, former Chief Minister of Haryana, Mr. Bhupinder Singh Hooda and Rajiv Shukla. But the final decision will be taken by the party high command. All the groups are just pressurizing that they have ample number of support of the MLAs, and the final decision would be taken after the MLAs meeting would over, and the feedback would be sent to the party high command, and then
Kamalji, I'll bring you in on this. The same question. What are your sources telling you? Could there be a possibility to broker peace? Maybe have rotational chief ministers or have a chief minister with 2 deputies, which makes all 3 camps okay in terms of the Pratibha Singh representation. Instead of Pratibha Singh being fixed as the CM, get in Vikram Aditya, her son, as a deputy.
There are possibilities, but this sounds highly impossible because usually this kind of arrangement is done when there are multi-parties. But within the same party, the sort of indication that will give is that the top high command is actually not firm on one particular leader. That's not the sort of messaging. But one wait, and we'll just get a sense from a veteran out here. कौन लगता है आपको कि बनेगा मुख्यमंत्री? आप सुबह से खड़े हैं यहाँ पर, काफी जोश है लोगों में, स्लोगनेरिंग चल रही है, सब अपने मुख्यमंत्री चेहरे को सामने कर रहे हैं. आपके लिए कौन है वो चेहरा?
हमारे लिए हिमाचल प्रदेश में जो पूर्व मुखिया वीरभद्र सिंह है, उन्होंने पूरे समस्त हिमाचल को बनाया है. तो अभी भी हम जो हमारे कांग्रेस हाई कमान दिल्ली से है, उन्होंने रानी प्रतिभा सिंह पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री स्वर्गीय मुख्यमंत्री वीरभद्र सिंह की पत्नी को अध्यक्ष बनाया है. तो उनके नेतृत्व में और वर्तमान
obviously a lot of sloganeering here is for Pratibha Singh. Many thought that she is perhaps not the one who's going to make it because she's a member of parliament. But let me tell you, the tables have turned because what she's done is have put a massive show of strength, something that was not anticipated. But clearly, this is do or die for all 3 of them. All of them asserting that they are the right ones. But it is up to the central observers who will take their pick and inform the high command regarding this, the announcement of which will be done from Delhi itself. But this chaos, after all the sloganeering is down, will depend on one-on-one. It will depend on a group talk. It will also depend on the public sentiment. And many say the public sentiment is also with Holy Lodge. Many will say this is about Parivarvad, but many say this one tall leader was Veerbhadra and his family carries the legacy. One of the tallest leaders in the state, known on a national level. The rest of them will have to scale up. But this could go any which way. It's also about the posturing at this point of time. Somebody whisking away MLA, somebody like a Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu may not have made central leaders happy. Similarly, blocking of convoys of central observers. All this has been taken note of, but eventually it boils down to the support base. And remember, Congress doesn't want to see itself as a divided camp. That's going to be a very wrong signaling, not just for elections in Himachal Pradesh, but all across for 2024, that you win a state with so much of effort and you can't keep your flock together. True. Many say within the camp, Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu may have reached out to BJP. The other part is that at this point of time, the clear posturing coming from all 3 of them is that the high command takes a decision and all will follow suit. But that's actually not the case in reality.
It would be interesting because a lot has gone down where the state of Himachal Pradesh is concerned here. Because if you look at what went down in Himachal, that one line whip was never quite as huge at the CLP. Forget about the High Command deciding who the next CM face is. Will the High Command see the kind of muscle flexing that is on display by all 3 camps? How will it read it? The observers are there. Mr. Hooda is there, the former Chief Minister of Haryana. Bhupesh Baghel is there as well. Will they try and broker peace? It's known to have happened in a state like Uttar Pradesh as well, viewers. Himachal, a much smaller state, one might say. But will they try and maybe broker some peace in terms of rotational chief ministers, 2 deputies? We don't quite know. But a lot at stake where the Congress is concerned. The Congress would want here at least to give out that message that the High Command's word is final. But the High Command will also have to make sure that the word is not just final but acceptable to all 3 parties or all 3 stakeholders involved. I want to cut across right now to one of the front runners whose camp claims 21 MLAs on his side, and that is Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu. Listen it.
मैं कोई सीएम का कैंडिडेट नहीं हूं। मैं एक डिसिप्लिन सोल्जर हूं और मैं कांग्रेस का कार्यकर्ता हूं। मैं अभी सिर्फ विधायक हूं।
All right, Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu being asked whether he's going to be the next chief minister. Well, you know, he's played it politically correct, politically right, where he's gone ahead and said that he's a karyakarta and the decision of the High Command will be the final one. But viewers, this is also a lot of posturing that you take place, because look at it. In terms of show of strength, in terms of political muscle flexing, you can totally take a look of what's going down. What you see on your television screen are three parties: Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu's camp, which claims the strength of 21 MLAs, Pratibha Singh, his son, her son right now on the right hand side in that green Kangra cap, Vikramaditya. Well, she claims the support of 15, and when he suggests that Rajiv Shukla's favorite is actually Mukesh Agnihotri. It's also, viewers, if you look at it, the Thakur and the Brahmin war where politics is concerned, and in Congress. Mr. Agnihotri and Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu don't quite get along. That's what one suggests. But Kamal, where are you right now exactly? Tell us, are you at the location of which camp? Because we can hear a lot of sloganeering in the background.
Preeti, for a change, the voices have died down for a bit. They have been shouting slogans. So this is Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu camp. There's also the camp on one end is the Pratibha Singh camp. So there is sloganeering which is happening since around 4 o'clock in the evening. We saw some of it happening outside Cecil Oberoi, where the observers were there. And clearly, this is going to be a massive show of strength. Remember, with observers now in Rajiv Bhavan taking meeting, it now will boil down not to the supporters outside who are shouting slogans, but to the MLAs and the sort of strength. Because remember, this has to be a sentiment on ground which has come overwhelming in support of the Congress party. Now they have 40 seats, but they should not be able to squander it away, because that will have a very wrong signaling. They also do understand that the Congress has been divided into camps. By not announcing a CM face, they managed to keep the flock together. But now is the time which actually boils down to Agni Pariksha for the Congress party. They've already met the governor. They've already said they have the numbers, but now they'll have to actually prove it. But within the divisions, whether there will be a consensus candidate or whether they would have a hard choice and be put under pressure because of a particular leader. Now the three probables, as we discussed, are Pratibha Singh, relatively, who was in the background till Veerbhadra Singh was alive, but pushed in, and obviously she led the Himachal Pradesh to victory as a PCC chief. So that is a big victory coming in along with Priyanka Gandhi. But Mary said that her statement against the Gandhis during the peak of election heat, that has actually caused a lot of discomfort. Whether the party was able to overlook that, it seems highly improbable, because remember, sources from the centre clearly indicating, especially the Congress leadership in Delhi, saying that they do not want to really move her from the Mandi bypoll, which is because that is a serious domain of BJP, and despite the rebels, BJP did tremendously well from Mandi, which has 10 seats, but the bypoll went to Pratibha. This is obviously a fact that the Parivar does realize that this is a do-or-die situation for them. With Veerbhadra gone, the focal point may not be centered around the family if they do not have the power. But this is more about posturing at this point of time. Remember, there are others who have been risen from the ranks, working very hard. And this is where Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu flexing his muscles. And so no matter having the MLAs either whisked away to Solan or to the outskirts of Shimla. These are pressure tactics, and at this point of time, where the observers themselves are seasoned politicians, former Chief Minister in the name of Bhupinder Singh Hooda, Bhupesh Baghel, they understand very well where these tactics are coming from. But when it boils down to the actuality, whether they will go on the ground situation and see how the sentimenting regarding Haroli Lodge, which is the residential area of Pratibha Singh and Vikram Aditya, and could there be the other semblance which could be offering a deputy CM to other two candidates and have one principal Chief Minister for a small state which has only 68 constituencies is also under consideration. So at this point of time, it's much of a firefight the central observers will have to do. But meanwhile, a total chaos, a total scene, and we have not seen this kind because Himachal is a very cool state. People do not really overtly react. But that has changed in the past couple of hours. The sort of sloganeering, camping, lobbying which is happening, it's all out for all these three CM probables, and it's do and die. And right now, it's the observers who've taken over. And remember, it could be anybody's match, but obviously in consultation with the high command, the name will be announced, hopefully by tonight or late tonight or early morning, because remember the time seems to be running out. They do not want to really squander away the opportunity and have further divisions. So we are expecting a late night announcement perhaps, but the announcement should be made.
Who do you think has the upper hand right now in midst of all these three camps? Where are you exactly? Which camp are you standing in front of? Lalit, can you hear me? All right, we seem to have lost. But Kamal, I'll come back to you on that question. Out of these three camps, from your better understanding, you've been tracking the Himachal politics, especially in the last 24 hours after the Congress has won the hill state. In your mind, who is the top contender amongst these three?
Well, it's very difficult to say. Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu obviously saying that he has support of 21, and going by the numbers, it's 40 and 21 are with Sukhu. But clearly, what we know is that Pratibha camp doesn't see eye to eye with Sukhwinder, and you can't have a PCC chief who's in conflict with the CM. That means the government will have a lot more trouble. We've seen that in Punjab, where it was Navjot Singh Sidhu versus Channi, and earlier also. So that kind of uncomfortable equation won't serve the purpose of Congress party. Will there be a consensus candidate? And that is going to be something which would be discussed on one-on-one. That is there somebody who's much more acceptable, a consensus, or perhaps a dark horse for all you know. So this is what it will boil down to, because remember, they will also see who these three camps are willing to support. All this is wide open. Several would say this is a matter of speculation, but remember, much of the firefight is to douse the tempers, to ensure the ego of these leaders is satiated at a point of time where it's a fever pitch high in a very cold Himachal Pradesh. But going by the sentiments on ground, each supporter is obviously backing their leader, and that is why this entire Rajiv Bhavan, the inside complex, is chock-a-block with supporters. We'll try and get your sentiment. आप लोग किसके साथ हैं? आप लोग यहाँ पे खड़े हैं, मोबाइल फोन को देख रहे हैं काफी टाइम से. आप लोग किसको समर्थन?
हमारा तो पार्टी का जो निर्णय होगा बस उसी के साथ है, हमारा कांग्रेस पार्टी से.
ये तो डिप्लोमेटिक होगा, किसी को तीनों में से तो किसी को चाहते होंगे आप.
चाहने को तो तीनों अपने पार्टी के सारे बंदे कांग्रेस पार्टी के है. हाई कमांड जो समर्थन होगा, जो भी वो
पार्टी ने जो आज मीटिंग चल रही है, वैसे तो इसमें नाम हो जाएगा, पर इसमें बहुत सारे नाम है, जिसमें जो है यहाँ की अध्यक्ष है सुखविंदर सिंह सुक्खू जी, प्रचार कमेटी का अध्यक्ष हर्षवर्धन चौहान 6 बार से शिलाई से विधायक है, और अग्निहोत्री जी है, विपक्ष. सब कुछ ठीक होगा. हमारी ऐसी अपेक्षा है कि भाई पार्टी जो है अनुशासन के साथ निर्णय लेगी और सर्वमान्य होगा सबको. हम
ऐसा इतना कलेश है कि इस कैंप की दूसरे कैंप से नहीं बनती है, तो आपको लगता है कि कोई तीसरा ही बन जाएगा, कि आपको लगता है कि जो वो 3 प्रोबेबल दिए हैं उन्हीं में से कोई नाम?
वो तो बिल्कुल ये बात भी हो सकती है कि तीसरा विकल्प के तौर पर जो है, ये तो हाईकमान के जो ऑब्जर्वर आए हैं, और हम चाहते हैं कि भी एक 5 साल के बाद सरकार को मौका मिला हिमाचल में. डेफिनेटली पीपल वांट ए पीसफुल गवर्नमेंट एंड प्रोग्रेसिव गवर्नमेंट इन द स्टेट. तो दिस इज द मेन रीजन कि भाई पार्टी हाईकमान जो है फैसला मंजूर करेंगे. ये एक उत्साह है, युवाओं के अंदर उत्साह है, अपने अपने नेता के पक्ष में सभी लोग क्लेम कर रहे हैं. और तीसरे विकल्प के लिए भी जो नकारा नहीं जा सकता अगर इस तरह की परिस्थितियां आती है. वैसे तो हम उम्मीद ये करते हैं कि
कोई ऐसे तो नहीं होगा नाराज होकर भाग जाए या कुछ और आज तय हो जाएगा ना.
उसमें सहमति के साथ जो है, विचारधारा के साथ जो है, दोनों पक्षों की राय ली जाएगी. पार्टी हाईकमान पूरा इसको अनुशासन के साथ जो है, कांग्रेस पार्टी शुरू से लेकर अनुशासन की पार्टी है और जो पार्टी हाईकमान दिल्ली से लेकर जो यहां तक भेजे हैं उनकी बात को सर्वमान्य होगा हम सब लोगों को.
वेरी न्यूट्रल आंसर रियली, बट यू नो दोज हु कमिंग इन विद देयर ओन कैंप्स are the ones who have the loudest voice, the loudest pitch, and perhaps that is going to be difficult to satiate. But there is also indication coming in from the leader. Will there be a bargaining chip? Whether there will be a post of deputy chief minister? So all this is going to be a part of reality. How things are going to pan out will be left to the central observers. And finally, the call of the high command. And remember, the onus and responsibility of keeping the flock together is as much with the PCC chief, as much with the central observers, as much with the high command. They can't just squander away the opportunity, and that is why much of the firefight, much delay meeting, 4 o'clock, it didn't happen, 5 o'clock it didn't happen, 6 o'clock it didn't happen. Now, a little over 7 o'clock the meeting has taken place. It will go on for several hours because there will be individual rounds, there will be a group meeting, but right now is the time of Agni Pariksha or a test of fire. Will Congress get the party candidate of Chief Minister post right? Whether all sides will be pacified and whether there will be successful run without any hiccups for the next 5 years, even into 2024, that is going to be a key question right here.
You know, it's very interesting, Kamal, you know, because that one-line whip will be issued which says the High Command will decide the Chief Minister, but the High Command has had its hands burnt in a state like Rajasthan, which has, you know, if you look at it, very similar politics to the state of Himachal, where every 5 years it is the Rivaz where, you know, the governments keep changing. So will the High Command be very, very smart in the which way they will deal with this situation, because they don't want to be in a position where they come up with a name, even if, you know, that one-line whip is issued for the High Command to decide, but that name is not quite acceptable to the people or the highest stakeholders. In midst of this, Kamal, all right, these are visuals coming in from inside. You have Pratibha Singh there, Rajiv Shukla, Bhupesh Baghel. They're going to come back right in, so that meeting has begun. And in all probabilities, we will get an understanding in terms of who that one-line name would be in terms of what the MLAs want. Kamal, you know, I want to break it down. So basically, what's happening inside? We're getting in visuals from inside. The observers in question, Mr. Hooda, Bhupesh Baghel, all there. All the winning MLAs also there. You know, the prominent leaders of Himachal, where Congress unit is concerned, also there. Ultimately, Kamal, it will depend and it will come down to what the MLAs want, because each of the MLAs will be consulted in terms of giving out who they want. This could even, you know, what are you hearing in from inside? What is going on in terms of the observers? Are they going to hold a one-on-one meeting with all the 40 MLAs that have won?
You know, this is the Dev Bhumi. People really expect and anticipate that Himachalis have cool tempers. But we've seen in the past 24 hours or so, the tempers have been flying very thick and high. And this is where the difficulty has arisen. Many would say that this is part of democratic process in the Congress party, that there are probables. It's not somebody's been handpicked and chosen. That would have given them a free way. But this is where, you know, a lot of them have made noise outside, barring perhaps somebody like a Mukesh Agnihotri, who's been rather very quiet. The rest of the two camps have made a lot of noise, but eventually when they come before the leaders, it's like appearing before the teacher or the monitor. You know, even when you're at your worst behavior, in front of them, you know, you actually calm down and kind of listen. So right now, the posturing wise, all of them have stated that they believe in the High Command. They will go by the pick taken by the High Command. So they have, in a sense, done a show of strength. They've given it all, but also leaving it to the observers and finally to the High Command. This could actually leave somebody at least with a heartburn or with some desire. But will there be some sort of a formula where they promise not just cabinet rank but deputy chief ministership? You know, a lot of people talking about Vikramaditya being the man in the Congress party. Somebody says that he's the one who will remote control his mother, who's not been very long way in politics. But these are all a matter of speculation. She's held her way. She's been speaking out. She's been articulate about it. But this is going to be a test of leadership, because leadership is not just about owning power. It's also about empowering your own party leadership, taking them forward. But right now, what the problem with Congress party is that it's divided into camps. Will the High Command be able to resolve these differences, have that one unanimous name, or whether all these three probables are the ones who will be put aside?
Because if we look at what went down, if you remember what went down in Rajasthan the last time around, there was a huge push of some of the MLAs to be consulted individually, a one-on-one closed-door meeting. Is this what, the observers are going to do? Because ultimately, it will come down to where these 40 winning MLAs stand and who has the maximum number of MLAs in his corner. So is it a one-on-one, or will it be, a discussion up on a public forum?
This is a multi-format that has been chosen. So there is going to be one-on-one with each of the observers. That's a very time-consuming task. Also, they will collect, especially the supporters of one particular candidate, and that is where they will usually ask them also and in groups as to what they want. So perhaps a fair assessment is going to be done. As you were mentioning, the Congress party having burnt its fingers, especially in state of Rajasthan, when Ashok Gehlot, who is being seriously considered as a Congress president probable. The other being Punjab, where Congress was doing extremely well, but squandered it away with a fight at the top level between Channi as well as Navjot Singh Sidhu. So that is where the Congress needs to learn its lessons extremely well, that they've done well. They've actually really surprised a lot of people, especially the exit polls, barring obviously the India Today poll, which got it right. But clearly, this is a golden opportunity. They do not want to squander it away. Perhaps all options are being kept open, also keeping in mind key portfolio, key ministers, not just for themselves but for their supporters as well. It's also the longevity, and obviously the top post is the most aspirational post, and that is why it's a do and die, because either you're the chief minister or at a rank where you can wield that sort of power, and those who are getting the support are the ones who are actually making the loudest pitch. But once they're down, that kind of shouting match goes away, because then you're talking about reasoning, talking about how things will pan out, and obviously the ideas about how the government is going to operate in the next 5 years or so. But meanwhile, importantly is keeping Congress bloc together, announcing that particular name, dousing any sort of controversy, having a united show of strength is something the Congress party would need at this point of time.
Interesting, viewers, and let me just break it down. What could, the High Command do here? Well, could it have rotational chief ministership where they say that, okay, fine, we'll break it in terms of we'll have a rotational CMship and maybe have a deputy. Many are suggesting the deputy could be a Vikramaditya, and, his mother is an MP already from Mandi, but on the, have a rotational chief ministership for the other two. But having said that, that was the same formula when Rajasthan went to vote and Rajasthan won. It had to be that Mr. Gehlot, after his 2.5 years, had to give the mantle to Sachin Pilot, but he refused to do so in the end. So will that be acceptable? Or will another formula of possibly one CM plus 2 deputies be worked out? In terms of favourites, Mukesh Agnihotri is touted to be the favourite of Mr. Rajiv Shukla. All of that, all the nuts and bolts in terms of what could be possible permutations, combinations, just after a quick break. But the action right now in Simla, Himachal Pradesh, where the CLP meet of the Congress right now on.